Okay, in this screen recording, you're going to learn about different formatting options and how to repeat formatting options. So the first thing here is I want to point out that you do, in the Home tab, have the font section right here, which offers you some options like, font, the font that you have, the size of the font. You can increase the font size of whatever you have selected or decrease the font size of whatever you have selected. This option will allow you to change the case, sentence case being the first letter capitalized with a period at the end, all lowercase, all uppercase, capitalize each word that you have selected, or toggle the case, which is the opposite. This button here is clear all formatting, and you can see I actually clicked it, so it cleared the formatting there. Bold, italic, and underline. You have strike through, which isn't used very often, the subscript and the superscript, some font effects and typography that you could use there to make things more fancy, highlighting, and these all have live preview, which will allow you to point at it and actually see what it will look like if you were to click it. Okay, so not only do you have the font section here, but you also, if you want more options, you can click here on the font dialog box, and of course you get a lot more options here with a preview of what it would look like when you change. Another way to change, you select some text like this, and the shortcut toolbar will automatically pop up. Okay, with what the computer will guess what you might want to do with what you have selected. So that's that. Let's say, for instance, we're working here in this document, and for the sake of this assignment, I'm going to copy this line. So if I come out here in the left margin, I get my white arrow that's pointing to the right. I can click it, selects the whole line, even though it doesn't look like it is, and I'm going to do Control-C to copy, and then I'm going to come down here and hit enter and Control-V to paste. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that extra space, and I'm going to double click on this word, and I'm just going to type trips. Okay, I want to show you how to use the Format Painter, which is really a great thing to be able to use. So I'm going to select this, and I want to change this. I'm going to change the font to this. I'm going to change the size to 20, and I'm going to change the font color to this green color. Okay, and now I want to copy that I did all those things, but I want to copy the formatting down here to the next one. Instead of trying to do all those things and remember what I did and maybe accidentally forgetting, I can click here or here one time, and that turns on my Format Painter, which turns my pointer into an I-beam with a paintbrush. And then if I come out here, I can click, and it will copy that formatting. And since I only clicked the Format Painter one time, it just did it that one time, and then it turned off. Let's say, for instance, there are several words in the document that I want to be orange, and I also want to be this font, and I want it to be bigger, that big. Okay, and I want to do that to several words throughout this document. Okay, instead of just clicking one time on Format Painter, I'm going to click twice. Okay, and now wherever I click and drag, it will paint that format, and it will stay like that until I either hit escape or click Format Painter to turn it off. Okay, another way to copy what you are, the type of format that you're using, is to use F4. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna select this paragraph right here, and I'm gonna go to the font dialog box by clicking the dialog box launcher, and I'm gonna change the font to this, and you can see the preview down here. I'm going to make it bold and italic. I'm going to increase the size to 36. The color is going to be yellow, and I'm even going to have an underline. We'll do a double underline. We'll make it small caps. You've got all kinds of options here. You even have text effects. Okay, text fill, we could do a gradient fill. preset gradients, let's take a look there. We'll go with this one, okay? And then we can even do a shadow if we want. We'll do a preset. Got all kinds of options here. Okay, and then I'm going to say okay. And so now this is my new font that I want to use, okay, in several different locations. So I'm going to click OK, and I just did a lot of things, you know, for that paragraph, okay, and I want to copy that to a couple other paragraphs. So, for instance, this one. So if I come out here in the left margin, I double click, that selects that section. I just want this paragraph. Actually, it is one paragraph since my font's really messed up. If you hit F4, F4 remembers the last thing you did, okay, and it's repeat, and it'll repeat whatever you did, okay. So I changed my font in the font dialog box. That's the last thing I did, and so that's what it will copy for me. So it doesn't have to be paragraphs either. It could just be a word. Select a word and hit F4, okay. But then as soon as I do something else and hit spacebar and then do F4, see, it just copied the text I just did. So F4 repeats the very last thing you did. All right, the next thing I want to show you, I'm going to undo that funky font, is show you the indent markers. Okay, you need your ruler to be on to see this. So if you can't see your ruler, go to the View tab, and in the Show section of the ribbon, make sure that you have a check mark by ruler. Okay, and let's say, for instance, this first paragraph is kind of this paragraph right here is kind of messed up compared to the rest. If you look up here, there is a first line indent set. There isn't one for any of the other ones, so let's fix that. You can click anywhere in that paragraph, point at the first line indent marker, click, and drag it back, and it'll get rid of it. Okay, so, and then of course, well, that's the last thing I did, so I can hit F4 down here to fix that one. Okay, so that's the left indent, but you have really 4 indent markers up here. You got the first line indent, which just moves the first line. You have the hanging indent, which when you click and drag it will move all the other lines, but except the first line. And then this bottom one is a left indent, which will move them both equally the same. So typically with the left indent, you usually see something like this where the left side's indented the whole thing. Okay, but there are 3, and if you wait to point at it, first line indent, when you see the words, then you can click and drag, and then you're using that indent. This one's hanging indent, left indent, and then of course the 4th one over here, right indent, and that just moves the right side over just like that. So those are the indent markers. What the indent markers do is instead of changing the margin for the entire document, it just allows you to change the margin for one particular paragraph. Okay, line and paragraph spacing, that option is on the Home tab is one place you can go in the paragraph section here. Right here is the line spacing. Right now it's at 1.15, that's a default. 1 looks like this, see the live preview. Double, 2.5, 3, and then if you want more, you can go to line spacing options. You could also choose to add spacing before paragraphs or remove it after. And if you're curious about what the spacing actually is, if you click on the paragraph button here, the show hide feature, it'll show you, that this is just a lot of spacing between the paragraphs. So, and it probably has a lot to do with, I'm going to use my Format Painter to get that right. So yeah, it has a lot to do with the size of that font, but I'm going to remove the spacing after. Okay, and then now that's just the same spacing as the paragraph itself. If you want to change the spacing for an entire document, come here into the left margin and click 3 times. Or you can do Control-A. That'll select the entire document. And then right here, we can change it to single there. We can do remove spacing after, and now the entire document is single spaced. Okay. If you're ever wondering what the format is for something like this or maybe this, you can use the reveal formatting feature, which is Shift F1. That brings up the reveal formatting, and then you can see the font here is the default, which is Calibri. It's 14-point bold, which you could go and look, but everything's right here. The paragraph, it tells you the formatting for the paragraph even. Okay, and if you click, you know, it shows you the different what everything is. So if you're ever curious, that's reveal formatting. I'm going to close that. That's how you can access that. Control F1 or Shift F1. Okay, and then another way to change formatting is to use the Find and Replace feature, which most people don't usually think of that. So I'm going to go to Replace. Okay, and I'm going to do this for More, and we're going to do it for formatting. Okay, we're going to find, well, first we're going to click here, Find What, and we're going to say Calibri. Because that's the format, the default. We're going to find Calibri font. Okay, and we're going to replace it with this font. And we're going to say OK. And I'm going to move this box around here, and I'm going to do Find Next. Okay, I couldn't find what I was looking for. Maybe I need to be more specific about the font. Let's do Replace All. No replacements made. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to say, let's find instead of Calibri body, we're going to make this just plain Calibri. Well, okay, just plain Calibri, Calibri 12. Okay, so we're going to go Control Home to go to the beginning, replace, find what, Calibri, let's do Replace All. We made one replacement, and it was looks like that, what I had selected. You can see the different font. It was just that little bit what I had selected. Okay. We could also do this. I'm going to say no formatting to get rid of it. Find what? We could do paragraphs. I think I have that paragraph indented 1 inch. Find an indentation of 1 inch on the left side and an indentation of 1 inch on the right side. That's what we're going to find. Okay, and here we're going to say no formatting here, and we're going to replace it with no indent. So format paragraph 0 0. Okay, and now I'm going to do Find to Next, and it found this. So I'm going to say replace, and then it's done. And so that's how you can use Find and Replace also. If there, you know, you got a multi-page document and you want to replace several things, you can do that. Bullets and numbering is the last thing. If you want to do that, it's in the paragraph section here on the Home tab. There's bullets, there's numbering, both of which have many options, and you can choose to define bullet and pick your own if you want. You can have your bullet even be a picture, and then you could even, when you define it, you can even choose, you choose a symbol in the picture, whatever, you know, maybe this, and you can say OK, and then you can click font, and you can determine how big you want that bullet to be. Okay, so there's just all kinds of options, you know, explore what you have. You could even use a picture of a person. You could insert a picture there. So that's it for this video clip.